I'm going to read exactly what this book says. You guys might find it interesting. A long time ago, way before you were born, a group of white people made up an idea called race. They sorted people by skin color and said that white people were better, smarter, prettier, and they deserved more than everybody else. This would be taught if we socialize our pre-K system. This would be taught.
Do you disagree with that findings in the book?
1,000%. How about we teach Jesus loves me?
Chair Bernie Sanders is stunned by the stupidity.
How about this? In teaching Jesus loves the little children, the lyrics go, red and yellow, black and white, they're all precious in our sight. Now, which one would you think would be better? I'll ask everybody on the panel, which is better to teach? This, that is a story that was made up to teach our kids. Someone pointed at me that this being a truth.
First, it is important that we teach Jesus. And
Absolutely.
Jesus is what we teach.
So which one is
but
better?
But the reality
is... So do you think this is
Could she answer the question, please?
I don't want reality. I'm asking the question, which one is better? That's exactly what it is.
Got it on tape.
This is the look of Republican politics straight out of the mouth of Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullins. I don't want reality is a rather fitting admission.
We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump! Get back, ladies! Get back, ladies! This is now effectively a riot.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
I don't want reality, says the man who sheltered in place because supporters of the guy he bent the knee to staged an insurrection on the U.S. Capitol. Mullins even said he loved the rioters.
Storming into a building and busting out windows and carrying podiums and all that other stuff, that's not a protest, that's a terrorist attack.
I don't want reality, says Mullins, who at one point had over $700,000 forgiven in PPP loans, yet writes of student debt forgiveness. If you take out a loan, you pay it back.
When it comes to great stakes, I've just raised the stakes.
Speaking of forgiveness via Tulsa World, others noted that business associated with former President Trump, to whom Mullins remains very loyal, filed 6 times for bankruptcy, which can be another way to avoid paying off debt. You know, the same guy who said he would not pay for the Dallas Cowboys when they were available for $40 to $50 million. But take it from these guys who don't live in reality. Mullins, a former MMA fighter turned misinformation specialist, does the dirty work for his donors and reads books during Senate hearings to distract from the real problem with today's society. And I'll tell you exactly what it is, because I will not allow someone like Markwayne Mullins to distract you from everything. It's this: Morgan Hill, Northwestern Mutual, CME Group, and Barclays. They own the food you buy and the products you purchase. Let's go even further, okay? You are watching me on an independent media company. It means that we control everything that we do, okay? For what you take in on television, far different story, and you see not necessarily the conflicts of interest, but how all of it is tied together. Let me show you. 90% of media is controlled by just 6 companies: News Corp, Time Warner, Comcast, Disney, Viacom, and Sony. Then you have these 2 giants. That is BlackRock and Vanguard. Together, they own the following properties: 18% of Fox, 16% of CBS, 13% of Comcast, which owns NBC, MSNBC, CNBC, and the Sky Media Group, 12% of CNN, 12% of Disney, which owns ABC, which also owns ESPN, between 10 and 14% of Gannett, which owns more than 250 Gannett daily newspapers, plus USA Today, 10% of the conservative Sinclair local television news, which controls 72% of U.S. households, local television, a large unspecified chunk of Graham Media Group, which owns Slate, and foreign policy. So while I can continue dragging Markwayne Mullins for being a clown, a stooge for billionaires, I want everyone to focus on the donors and then go further. He has bad moments, intentionally bad moments. And I think he does this for one reason: to play into the culture wars and distract the masses from the real problem. And that is all of these people at the quite literal very top of society controlling all the money, hoarding all the money, and using guys like anyone from Markwayne Mullins to Donald Trump to even corporate Dems like Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema and many others to continue to control what they do now and increase even more. There is a bridge here between left and right. Fred Hampton showed that. I would love for that to happen again, and we wouldn't be distracted by absolute nonsense that these people put out. Because these committee hearings, they're not even meaningful anymore. They serve as theatrics to distract you, point blank period.